if you're a good marketer, you would charge on performance, right? But most people aren't willing to take the risk.
This pay-per-performance agency. Why is that a business idea that's exciting you right now? Because when I hear pay-per-performance, I'm like, hasn't it been done before? Like, why is pay-per-performance an interesting startup opportunity right now?
I'll give you two stories on this one. So one of my friends, his pay-for-performance agency does $80 million a year, $30 million in profit, and they have like 30 employees. And it's like, okay, well, that sounds, agency's a boring business. It doesn't scale well, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, like all he does is he focuses on one industry and just runs paid ads. He's really good at copywriting. They're really good at strategy. His co-founder is technical, and they just build a lot of interesting things for people in that industry. And what they do is, let's say you are in the finance industry. I'll say, okay, well, how much are you willing to pay per customer? Like $500. It's like, okay, we're going to run a test. We're going to run some traffic towards you. And if you like the customers, we can continue the conversation. But there's no need for long-term commitment. You only pay us if we perform. That's a good offer. And my whole thing is, as a marketer, if you're a good marketer, you would charge on performance, right? But most people aren't willing to take the risk. And I've always wanted to emulate that model. And so I don't think pay for performance will ever go away. In fact, I think, we can go towards like smart contracts. I think it's going to get even crazier, right? The best marketers are going to capture like even more value.
I also think that in like an AI world, where an AI and just like data world, the marketer has more data. So they're able to underwrite.
Yep.
And be like, okay, we're willing to bet on this particular opportunity, right?
Yep. And here's the other thing. Yes, and like imagine all the stuff you're going to be able to build, which we might get into. But there's another pay-for-performance agency. They focus on telecoms, and I think they're probably doing over $1 billion in revenue now. And one of the guys I used to work with at another agency a long time ago, he was one of their early employees, and they were like not really doing much in the beginning. I think they were doing like a couple $1 million a year, and then they started to do this pay for performance thing, tongue twister, where they would basically drive you leads through Google Ads, and then they get paid for the leads. Eventually, what they did was they got bigger. They started acquiring call centers, and then they would basically just gift wrap a customer for you. And then a bunch of private equity like invested, but they just gift wrap customers for like AT&T, Verizon, all these like T-Mobile and all that now. And so I think it's a big opportunity because there's not a lot of capital expenditures to set it all up.
I feel like a lot of people have done pay per performance in the lead space. Is that correct? Like insurance leads, sorry.
Yeah. Because like you want to go into a space where they'll pay you a lot per lead.
Right.
Yeah.
So what other spaces would be interesting?
I think finance depends on like, I think there are a lot of crypto companies reaching out to us right now. A lot of the biggest exchanges, they all want to do pay for performance, and there's money in crypto.
Right.
AI is a very broad space. I think you need to focus on the actual industry. You can't just say SaaS or AI. It's got to be like, for like hotels would be another example, right? It just wherever they're going to pay high CPAs.
Right.
Yeah.
So you just make a list of industries that are paying high CPAs, and then create a brand, a landing page.
Yep. And you test it. And like my friend, by the way, what he does is he creates a lot of different brands. So he might have like 20 different websites, like, California Hotel Group or something, or Florida Hotel Group. And he just drives traffic there. Because like if I'm working with you and you decide you want to screw us or something, sure, you can cut us off, but we'll just go to your competitor.
Right.
And so the relationship is a lot more balanced now.